Greetings, this is Smo Love True. It is July 13th, 2021, and it's 2:21 in the afternoon. There were a couple of updates I wanted to share at this time. Let's see. I received an email asking if I'm still doing astrology readings, and thank you for making contact, but no, I am not. So there are many good astrologers out there who I'm sure would enjoy being sought after, and I suggest, let's see, she's often her schedule is very full, but I would suggest Psychic Sounds by B as a psychic astro, actually more of a prophetic astrologer enthusiast, is someone that I would recommend. Let's see, the second thing is actually related to findings regarding dishwasher detergent leaving a residue on the dishes, actually baking it on during the drying cycle. So what we have found to be very helpful is to wash once and do 3 rinsings to clean off the dish detergent or the dishwashing detergent residue off the dishes, because those chemicals are just coated on the plates, and even though the plates don't have food stuck on it, it has been coated with these chemicals. It's just necessary, let's see, in order to keep a clean and healthy lifestyle, it is to not permit these chemicals into our system, our digestive tract. So wash once and rinse 3 times. More if necessary. Let's see. So, a third thing, I've actually got 4 items here. So the third thing is about foreign applicants who had applied for associate membership. There is a remedy that had come up, and it came up last week with, let's see, with this. Let's see, so July 7th, 2021, Trump sues the tech in class action lawsuits. And I would only bring this up because it seems to be the way to redistribute wealth to those who happen to have a Gmail account, a Twitter account, or a Facebook account that had been, well, I'll just leave it at that. Those that have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, or a Google account of any sort, look into the class action lawsuits. Okay? Now, I did want to share this one little clip here. This is a chat that goes back to December 13th, 2020, and this is a contact of mine.
Can you say a little bit more about the significance of this House bill, this HR 193?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because my understanding with this question about claiming your sovereignty as a constitutional citizen has always been that there was a certain kind of procedure process, right? You file certain papers, you basically give up your citizenship in the U.S. corporation, and you reclaim your sovereignty as a constitutional citizen. So you basically go back to being under constitutional law and, you know, the common law as well, right? But with the introduction of HR 193, what I'm getting is that that is no longer necessary, that you don't have to be a state national of any particular state to do that. So how does that work? What has changed to make it so that anyone, any U.S. citizen now can basically, you know, be a sovereign and not under the U.S. corporation and its laws, right?
So essentially, House Resolution 193 restores, just by withdrawing, the U.S. withdrawing from the UN has enabled all U.S. citizens to enjoy not benefits and privileges, but they've been restored as sovereigns. It's like, what does that mean? Well, does it mean that our currency is now backed by something of value or something with value? Is there value now in? Because we are no longer, we're not under a monarchy, which would be associated under the U.S. prior to 2017. Prior to 2017, we were basically under British rule. That's why we all speak English, or those who speak English come to North America, to the language graveyard where only English is spoken, because of its confinement, and there's a lot of assumptions that are made within what we speak when no money's involved. It's common language, common law. But when we're speaking to a business, we're talking about commerce, that's actually when we move jurisdictions from common law to legalese. And that's
Right.
And that's where a lot of people don't realize, oh, are we talking about you babysitting my daughter here? That's going to deal with the payment. Okay, then we're talking about legalese. And that mind shift needs to also shift from common law. Just because you're my neighbor, I'm going to be paying you to take care of this little baby of mine. And so even something as simple as that. But in everyday commerce, it's necessary to say, okay, I'm going to get something delivered in FedEx, and this is what it has to have. And we have a higher level of expectation and liability that we're passing on there. So basically, House Resolution 193, nobody needs to change their political status effective January 3rd, 2017. That I did it back in, I want to say June 15th, 2016. It's like, I only did it for that first 6 months to do what? Was it even necessary? Was it just a hoop to jump through? What? Couldn't I have just waited? That was part of my training. To go through that, it was really to experience and appreciate what is it to be sovereign, to be self-governing, basically, as opposed to looking for benefits and privileges. What can I grab that is available? And here's an interesting thing is, as I was doing this paperwork, I told my son about it, and he said, I don't want to do that, okay? Don't do anything with my name. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Just his being the next generation was eventually going to fall upon him, that his generation, actually everybody who is a U.S. citizen, would have this this correction, this political correction. Political, legal, economic correction came with this House Resolution 193. Okay, so there's actually value behind our money, and we don't have to worry about legalese. We can speak like common law without the assumption. Oh, does the of mean with or without? Right.
Right.
So the United States of America can actually mean the American Union, the way it initially was meant. So political and politicians would kind of revert back to that because of our current administration that won, right? And that is a situation. Let's see. I'm kind of curious I'm asking myself, should I share that? I'm going to share that. So, presidential election, I didn't vote. I was actually prevented from voting. I can't really vote. It's not that I can't, it's that my family on the other side was like, you're not going to do it.
So I pause here because I'd like to share how I do share my support. Let's see here. Good. So I didn't vote, but this is what I did. I sent $2 out to the presidential candidates last summer. This is what I sent to Biden. I should make it, this one happens to be a 2017 with Steve Mnuchin. It was actually, the version that I sent to Biden was actually dated 2013. So I'm just going to put that like that. That's what I sent to Biden, and this is what I sent to President Trump administration. Oops, don't go down there. Let's see, I'm gonna have to go like that. So that is what I had sent. This happens to be dated 1921, by the way, and with that I had sent a little note when I had sent that to the Republican, let's see, I think it was Make America Great Again, over at 310 some address in Washington, D.C. I had also informed, written a little letter that the dollar that I spent to the other party was dated 2013. So I just thought I'd share, that's how I voted. One was a liability, the other is an asset. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Oh well, okay. Let's go back.
I'm not voting. I'm not going to participate in that. What I do know is that Biden's going to be in office. He's going to be inaugurated, even though one who actually won the presidency is in a legal battle. My best guess is when this legal battle is done, that's going to end all courts. So we have until, they say about 2 years is this legal battle going to play out. But that's a very short distance away from 2023, where the true redemption comes, which happens with this Jubilee. Is that true? You know, that's where we come to, who are we contracting with, right? Are we attached to that dark side? And the dark side is trying to capture as many as they can with false advertising.
I want to go back to this article here. Let's see here. About Trump sues tech. And this again came out on July 7th, 2021, and it was in Forbes. Forbes. Come out a bit. So, there is a lot of truth to Trump's team actively pursuing the tech. And let's see. Anybody who has an account with either of these big social media that has been preventing free speech might do well to become part of that class action lawsuit, because that's where a lot of the wealth has been tied up. And so this time of Jubilee, it's a transfer of wealth from those few who have to the many who have not had for a long time. I hope this is helpful, because a big part of my trying to get word out about my association, it's been a bit challenging, and that's where it is that I'm only supposed to do what I can do, and I don't do more. And so I want to give, we are so grateful to have had this time doing the work that could be done. And for this plan to have been formulated, it's so brilliant. The reason why I had included that little bit about that talk I did last December, it's because the plan had not been fully formed. I'm not supposed to carry this thing all the way to the end. I did my part. And we're getting to that point where people need to turn around, identify what their north node is, to be able to let go of their south node activities. So is this my last video? I'm just going to post it up and see if it stays. And may universal will serve all concerned. Trump's legal team, his advisors, those on both sides, the omniverse is supporting him to move him forward through this class action lawsuit. It's the best remedy that could possibly have been proposed and pursued. So I want to say congratulations on that big move. Smo Love True, out for now.